What's up, guys? So I just wanted to let y'all know that the Dirt City Gym store is now online. So for all of your Pokemon TCG singles needs, be sure to check for the link down below in the description. What's up, YouTube? This is Corey with the Dirt City Gym, and we are back with another deck profile today. We're going to be looking at Yveltal Tauros Garbodor. So obviously Yveltal Garb has been a deck that's been pretty prolific throughout this past year, since rotation and everything like that. Relatively dominant, especially early, taking at least 3 regionals, and I knew it took the internationals over in London. I can't be sure of the official number. Obviously it started off down in Orlando with his little kind of making the list from there, and then it's just kind of just been going and going and going. Here recently, it hasn't seen as much play, really since Dallas, so right around December-ish. We saw a little bit of a spike in Darkrai and things like that, but now we're full force in Sun and Moon. We're actually right on the precipice of having the next set be released and everything like that. So I just wanted to take a couple minutes and just go back over Yveltal Garb, update it with the Sun and Moon, and kind of take a look at it and see how it does. So let's get into the list. So first off, we got Yveltal EX, obviously our main attacker in the deck. 170 HP. It's got the attack Evil Ball for a dark and a colorless. It does 20 plus, and this attack does 20 more damage times the amount of energy attached to both active Pokemon. This is really your go-to attack 90% of the time. With the Yveltal, obviously it's scaling based on the amount of energy on both Pokemon. You know, if we need to, we can be super aggressive and load up heavy on the Yveltal and start doing that big damage. And then we've also got the second attack, Y Cyclone, for a dark and 2 colorless. It does 90 damage. And then you move an energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. This, while it's still dealing damage, is really more of a defensive attack almost. Whether you're in the mirror match and you're about to be attacked with an opposing Evil Ball, you're lowering that damage output, or maybe against a Mewtwo or something like that. Or you know Yveltal has a chance or is about to get knocked out. You can start conserving that energy, or even setting up things on your bench for a little bit later. So again, Yveltal, really efficient, really great attacker. Moving on, we have one Fright Knight Yveltal from Breakpoint, or Breakthrough, excuse me. So 130 HP. It's got the great ability Fright Knight. As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, each Pokemon soul card in play has no effect. So having him up the active shuts off things like Spirit Links, it shuts off Float Stones, things like that. It's really great. Also shuts off Fighting Fury Belt. And then we've got the attack Pitch Black Spear for a dark and 2 colorless. It does 60 damage. And then this attack does 60 more damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon EX, which is really great, especially with in tandem with the Fright Knight ability. If we have a Pokemon with like a Float Stone up in the active, we can start sniping 60 to the active and 60 to the bench. You know, we're 2-shotting Shamans to the bench, 3-shotting majority of other things, and just kind of going from there. We're eliminating Fighting Fury Belts, obviously, with the Fright Knight ability, so it's really great damage output. Bench sniping is always really good. You know, in previous incarnations of the deck, there was an increase in count in the Fright Knight Yveltal. It really could just swing some games. As we're kind of transitioning a little bit more away from EXs and things like that into the GXs, the Fright Knight necessarily is kind of going down. So we're just running the one of. The next up, kind of taking that spot, is the Tauros GX. So 180 HP. It's got 3 attacks. The first up is Rage for 2 colorless. It does 20 damage. And then it is an additional 10 more damage for each damage counter on Tauros. So this could kind of add up. If they start attacking into Tauros, you're kind of dishing out more damage. Then it's got Horn Attack for 2 colorless. It does 60 damage. This is really great pressure early for just a DCE. And then finally, it's got the Mad Bull GX attack. Again, for 2 colorless, it does 30 damage. And then it is an additional 30 damage, or it does 30 damage times each damage counters on Tauros. So this really makes Tauros a big wall. Having him up in the active, your opponent has to make a decision whether they're going to attack into the Tauros and kind of have to worry about the Mad Bull GX, or if they're going to have to try to Lysander around the Tauros, or they just have to wait. So it puts you in a really good position. Being that it's only a double colorless, it's really splashable, especially in a deck like this, because we're already running double colorless energy. Fighting Fury Belt on Tauros makes it a 220 HP, makes it really bulky, you can start taking hits, so it's really a great addition to the deck, and like I said, it's kind of taking that spot of that Fright Knight Yveltal from the previous incarnations of the deck. So moving on, we are running a 2/2 Trubbish Garbodor line. Ideally, if we had to, we would just drop the Garbodor line, but with the prominence of things like Decidueye Vileplume being around, we kind of need that ability shut off. We're not really worried about things like Greninja like we were in the past. Volcanion is still potential, something we would need to worry about, so Garbodor can help us with that. But really worried about like Decidueye Vileplume, getting item lock up and the pressure from Feather Arrow and things like that. So getting a Trubbish off first turn with a Floatstone is a really good way to go. And then finally we have our 2 Shaman EX. Again, just setup's a great ability, not really a lot to get into with that one. Moving on to our items and supporters and all that. So we have 2 Enhanced Tamer. It's just a really great card. You know, sometimes your opponent wants to start putting DCEs on the bench. We can get rid of those. Depending on the matchup, if it's like a Darker Giratina, we can get rid of the Double Dragon energies. If it's in the mirror match, we can get rid of our opponent's Double Colorless energy. It's just really great use from the E-Hammer. We've got 1 Escape Rope, just provides us a little bit of maneuverability. We have 4 Max Elixirs. This is just great for powering up things on our bench, whether it be a Yveltal EX or a Fright Yveltal. Start dealing that damage as quickly as possible. We've got 1 Super Rod, just helping us conserve resources and get things back in the deck if we need to. Ultra Ball, just really great. You know, we're getting our Shamans off of this or Yveltals off of this. It's kind of whatever we need. 4 VS Seeker, pretty standard stuff. We're running 1 Parallel City. Depending on the matchups, this is kind of depending on how you want to use the Parallel City. Whether it's getting Shamans off your bench, or damaged Pokemon off your bench so they can't take those prizes, or in certain matchups, preventing your opponent from having a heavy bench, whether it be against a Rainbow Road deck or even like a Mega Rayquaza deck. A well-timed Parallel City can really kind of put a stop to a lot of that kind of stuff. We're also winning 1 Reverse Valley, so it lets all of our Dark Pokemon do an additional 10 damage, which isn't always super relevant, but if you add that with the Fighting Fury Belt, then we're doing an additional 20 damage, which can kind of add up. We're also running 1 Delinquent. Delinquent's really good disruption. If your opponent is not expecting you to have the Delinquent, or they're not really paying attention, or they just can't really help limiting their hand down to 3 cards or even less, a well-timed Delinquent can just shut them out of the game, get rid of their hand to 0, and then they've got to be in top deck mode until they can try to get something else established. Running 2 Lysander, again, just pretty standard stuff. We have 2 in, just really good draw support. We've got 1 Ninja Boy. Ninja Boy works really well, especially with the Tauros in the deck. If we have something up in the active, it takes some damage. We can Ninja Boy it out, bring the Tauros, and we have either a Rage or a Mad Bull set up. This can also help get Shamans off the bench, get those free prizes taken away, and things like that. Next up, we have Olympia. Olympia is just really good mobility, help us get out of the active. If we get stuck in a situation where we haven't been able to get a Floatstone down, maybe we're in item lock or something like that, Olympia kind of let us get around things. And the 30 damage being healed is pretty good as well. We've got 1 Professor Kukui, a little bit extra draw support, and then that extra 20 damage can come in clutch, depending on the matchup. We've got 4 Professor Sycamore, pretty standard stuff there. 2 Fighting Fury Belt, these are really for Yveltal EX, even the Tauros GX, just making them a little bit bulkier. The 10 damage isn't super significant, but that extra 40 can really mess with the math. And then finally, we've got 3 Floatstones. These are really, the Garbodor Spirit Link, so we can get the Garbotoxin online. Also for Shamans, if we need to get a Shaman out of the active, even if we need to get like a Tauros or a Yveltal EX in active. Obviously, we have to be careful. We can't put these on a Fright Night Yveltal without a Garbodor live because it won't have any effect. But really, it's kind of reserved just for like the. And then finally, we've got 4 Double Colorless Energy. This powers majority of our attacks. And then 9 Dark Energy. It's about as low as we can go in order to run the Max Elixirs efficiently. Obviously, you'd like to run 10 to 11 to really hit those numbers as frequently as possible, but 9 is a pretty safe number to hit. So anyway, guys, that is the deck list. So let's see if we can get into some battles right quick. Alright, so it's a pure water deck. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably a Lapras deck. Whether it be just pure quad Lapras. Or maybe like a water toolbox deck. Alright, so get our Yveltal. Okay, so it's definitely Lapras. That energy switch. It's kind of a good way to determine that. So we get a mulligan. Alright, so we'll attach here. Alright, we'll Ultra Ball away the E-Hammer. And the Dark Energy. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. We could Shaman set up for 2. Tauros isn't a bad option. Another Yveltal wouldn't be a bad option. I think we're just going to go ahead with the Shaman. Oh, actually, we haven't even attached energy for the turn, so we can use Shaman and set it for 3. Alright, we drop the Tauros. Max, let's just see if we can get onto that Tauros. I'll put the Floatstone on the Shaman, and then we'll just Sycamore everything else away. Alright, so Fighting Fairy Belt will go on the Tauros. If he's running Manaphy, then Garbodor is not a bad option. And I think we'll just pass here. Okay, so we do have a Manaphy. He's running Hammers, which is annoying. Alright, we're just gonna get a Collect. So, knowing that he has Hammers, we need to be a little bit careful with our DCEs. I think I'm just gonna Delinquent, or get rid of the Delinquent, and the VS Seeker. We'll go ahead and get the Garbodor. And then we'll Shaman, set up for 5. Get the other Yveltal. We can go ahead and get Garbodor active, or I mean online. And then from here, I think we're good to just wait. So obviously we're in a spot where we don't have a lot of options next turn in terms of drawing, but able to hit this Lapras for 111, 110 next turn with an Evil Ball. We wanted. I don't think we're going to have to worry about getting, well, he can sell Max Elixir and Energy Switch and then hit us with the Blizzard Burn. Okay, we're just going to get a Collect. So I think we're safe here for now. So we're just going to, actually, so I can Y-Cyclone for 100. Put this over here. Or I can hit for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 130. Okay, I think we're just gonna go ahead and Evil Ball. Even if he gets us with an E-Hammer or something like that, we can still Evil Ball for the knockout, and now we can Y-Cyclone for the knockout as well. And move the energy over here. Alright, he's gonna go ahead and probably start setting up another Lapras. Nope, he's just gonna go with this one. Okay, so he's gonna try to get rid of... well, he will be able to get rid of Garbodor here. But we'll be able to Evil Ball or Y-Cyclone and knock out this Lapras. Put him a little bit behind on energy as well. So he... okay, so he's attaching to Kyurem. Okay, so he's gonna take out the Garbodor. Bring up Yveltal. Okay, we'll attach here. And we'll just Y-Cyclone. Over to this Yveltal over here. Okay, we get another Trubbish. So we can actually start looking to potentially set up another Garbodor. Which I'm kind of surprised he didn't attach to the Lapras off the Max Elixir. It's gonna miss that Max Elixir. Should have definitely super rotted before that Max Elixir. Make sure you could have got that energy back in the deck first. Probably just gonna see a collect. Okay, and in first. That makes sense. Which I'm okay with. Our hand's not necessarily great. Especially that works better. Getting that DCE again. Start applying. Okay, so he's running a Hammer. Alright. So I think we're just going to attach here. We'll just Evil Ball. If he attaches... okay, so Rough Seas is a little annoying. So if he attaches and gets an energy switch, he can start hitting this turn. Okay, so he's loading up the Kyurem, which I'm not... this Pokemon has any fire energy attached to it. This attack does 20 to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. We're gonna end again. Keep finding that DCE. Okay, we've only seen one E-Hammer, one Crushing Hammer. Let's get another collect. Okay, so another DCE, so we're heading for 2, 4, 6, 8, heading for 90. We get it for 130. little out of reach to take out that guy. This Kieran, though, that he's insisting on loading up is an option, though. Which I think we might just go ahead and get those energy off the field. Let's see, we're hitting for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We'll go ahead and Evil Ball. We'll take care of this guy. Okay, we get our last Yveltal off the prizes. Okay, so he's gonna start loading up this guy. Team Flare Grunt. Okay. It's a lot of energy hate. Which we're more than capable of being able to handle everything with just our basic dark energy. Just gonna get another collect. Okay, so we'll get the Yveltal. Attach here. I think we'll go ahead and Sycamore. Alright, we Parallel City ourselves down. Get rid of our Shamans. We're also lowering his damage output here. So get rid of those guys. See what we can get loaded up. Okay, so we missed that one. Okay, so we missed both of those, which isn't great, but we'll deal with it. So, okay, so right now we're hitting for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We're in for 130. Or we can just hit him for 100 and move the energy, which I think is what we're gonna do. I'll move this dark energy over here, from them, this DCE over here. Okay, so we countered our stadium. Which now that means we can play the Trubbish and the Garbodor. Assuming we don't get end. Okay, so this Lapras is loaded up. So the question is it going to be Blizzard Burn or Ice Beam? Probably Ice Beam then if he's going to pull up the Tauros. Yep. Which we get actually really lucky there and get the Olympia. So we'll evolve him. 130, really 100 after this Rough Sea, so. He still has access to Blizzard Burn. See, if he were to retreat back here, we can just Lysander him up. Combined with the Garbodor attachment, but I wouldn't be surprised to see an in here. But we might just see the Blizzard Burn. Team Flare Grunt, okay. A little annoying. Really need to top deck an energy. Or something to draw with. Okay, so that was about as good as it gets there. So get the Garbodor. Manaphy is off. Eeveeloutions will take this knockout. Take 2 more prizes. Which we have a Dark Energy, which we've got our rest of our board set up. Everything's pretty much primed and ready to go to attack. Alright, and we just get the scoop. Alright, so Grass, Psychic, and Colorless. Not 100% sure what this is going to be. This could be Vespiquen. With the Psychic being unknown. Or it could be like Espeon Decidueye, perhaps? Hopefully we'll be able to find out here relatively quickly. Okay, so it's Lurantis. What is the Psychic type? Maybe Garbodor? I think I don't really want to have the Sycamore, that other Shaman away, but we can get it back later if we need to with the Super Rod, so. Which, speaking of. Okay, so. Alright, we're missing Max Elixirs, which. Not fond of. I think I'm just gonna attach the Yveltal. Not sure what the Psychic is. Okay, so we're gonna get End. Get another DCE, which is good. It's a Nest Ball. Get another Fomantis. Ultra Ball. Get Shaman, probably. Oh, okay, we're just gonna go straight into Lurantis. Alright, there's the Shaman. There's the Forest. So probably get the Flower Supply here. Start loading up this one. We'll see how he loads up his energy, because I might just be content pulling something else up. With the Slicehander. Okay, so we're just gonna load up on the Lurantis. Let's see, so we're hitting for 120 with Mad Bull, so it's not super relevant at the moment. For 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 140 here. And pull up our Yveltal. We're just gonna Lysander. Start chasing this Lurantis. So now it's in one attack range from Tauros if Yveltal gets knocked out. Which he might just Chlorocythe here. Okay, so we need to find a DCE. And there it is. I think we'll go ahead and end him. Retreat into the Tauros. Go ahead and set Garbodor up. Rage technically does more, but Horn Attack is enough for the knockout. Take our 2 prizes. Ninja Boy and Professor Kukui. We're a little low on Pokemon though. Alright, we're Nest Ball, get another Fomantis. VS Seeker for N. Nothing there either. Some Nest Ball for the other Fomantis. Okay, so he doesn't have the energy. So that's telling me. So I can Parallel City him, lower his damage output a little bit. I could be aggressive here and take out this Shaman with Mad Bull. But I think we'll just be content to Rage. Well, actually, they both do 70. Alright, he's got the other Lurantis. VS Seeker probably for another in? Yep. So he's not getting the energy yet. Which he could definitely in us into a better hand. That's not one. So he missed the energy again. Okay, so now we got the Ultra Ball, so now we can go get another Yveltal set up. Oh, we have 2 Yveltals prized. That's fun. So we'll attach here. Max Elixir. Oh, weird. 0 for 3 on Max Elixirs. Alright, then we'll just Horn Attack. Take our 2 prizes. Should be pretty good to go now. Okay, now he's gonna Sycamore, so he should... Okay, so it is Garbodor. So he should be able to find the energy now. Give me Assault Vest, okay. So what we can do here... Yep. So we're hitting for 240 with our Mad Bull. We can just Lysander up this guy and take our knockout. And we'll just Mad Bull, take our last 2 prizes and call it a game. There's our 30%. Alright guys, well that was Yveltal Tauros Garbodor. I think it's still a super strong deck. In Sun and Moon, in the Sun and Moon format and everything like that. Obviously having an option to shut off Decidueye Vileplume is really good. And then Yveltal's a super efficient attacker, and then just being Tauros is so easy to put in the deck. And then if you ever need it, you still have that Fright Knight option, which against certain decks is still super powerful. But anyway guys, that is it. So we will see y'all next time.